Hi, I want to talk about the corporeal fantasy of partnership. The body holds its own account of a relationship, not the mind's account, the narrative, the assessment, the considered position of whether it's working. The body's account is older, less articulate, and more persistent. It is an account of what the relationship provides to the organism: safety, warmth, the specific quality of this person's physical proximity, the way a particular voice sounds, what a person smells like, what it feels like to be close to this person rather than anyone else. This account is not updated when the mind's account updates. It runs on a different schedule entirely. Spinoza identified this mechanism with the precision that he brought to everything. He liked to reduce everything to mathematics. So he observed that the mind is affected by the image of a past or future thing with the same intensity as the image of a present one. The body does not distinguish clearly between what is happening now and what has happened before, and what is imagined to happen. The affect produced by the image is the affect produced, regardless of whether that image corresponds to a current reality. This is the corporeal fantasy of partnership. The body's account of a relationship is primarily an account of images. The image of the person in their most loved form. The image of the specific comfort this relationship has provided. The image of what it will be again when it returns to its best version. These images produce affects. The affects are real, and the body cannot easily distinguish between the affect produced by present experience and the affect produced by a memory or an anticipation. The relationship persists in the body as what it was when it's most vivid, not as what it currently is. The body is grieving, or remembering, or anticipating. The mind is assessing. They're not working on the same material. Merleau-Ponty argued that the body is the primary site of perception, the place where the world is encountered before it is thought about. The body has its own intelligence that precedes the mind's cognitive account. In the context of partnerships, this means that the body holds a knowledge of the relationship that introspection cannot fully access. It is held in posture, in a specific quality of relaxation or tension that arises in the other person's presence, in the way the breath changes, in the automatic adjustment of proximity and distance. The body knows things about the relationship that the mind hasn't caught up with, sometimes in both directions simultaneously. The corporeal fantasy holds the relationship as a living thing in the tissues of the organism, present, tense, even when the actual relationship is past or failing. The body continues to prepare for its best version long after the mind has stopped expecting it. Research on ideal partners' preferences found a consistent and significant gap. What people report wanting in a partner, the qualities they specify, the values they articulate, does not predict who they are actually attracted to when they meet real people. The body has its own account of what it's looking for, developed through the organism's specific history, not through deliberation. The body selects. The mind produces a justification afterwards. So I want to talk about Martin Butler's book, The Corporeal Fantasy. It's the most direct account I know of what the body's relationship to partnership actually involves, and why the mind's account of a relationship is only ever a partial account of what is operating. The book is not a self-help text. It doesn't offer a procedure for correcting the fantasy or aligning it with the mind's assessment. What it does do is describe the mechanism precisely, which is what makes it useful. The corporeal fantasy cannot be reasoned out of existence, but it can be seen clearly. And what is seen clearly in this framework begins to shift. So, if you're interested in the book, the link will be in the description. It's available on Amazon, so please find it on there. The fantasy is not simply a lag between the body and the mind. It's also a protection. The body holds the relationship in its best form because the organism has a stake in that version continuing. The fantasy is not a mistake. It is survival logic, maintaining the image of the relationship's most powerful provision against the possibility of its absence. Dismantling it requires more than updating the mind's assessment. It requires the organism to develop a different relationship with what the partnership was providing, to find the provision elsewhere, or to tolerate its absence, or to recognise that what was being provided was not what it appeared to be. That is the work, not the cognitive work of deciding something, the corporeal work of the body, learning to persist in the absence of what it was organised around. So the full piece and the practice are in the paid post on Patreon. As I said, if you want to get the Corporeal Fantasy, the book, the link is in the description to this podcast. Also, if you want a free introductory session to negative philosophy, then go to www.negativephilosophy.com and look for the booking form Introduction to Practice. Martin Butler's Patreon is patreon.com/Martin Butler. Again, do look on Amazon and find Martin Butler's books. If you haven't signed on to my Patreon yet, please sign up. And if you're interested in gaining a copy of Spinoza's Ethics with a modern translation, please try mine. Thank you.